But our journey here to quarantine and being like safely subdued in our dorm was not like easy for all of us because I've heard at least one of us in the quad squad had
Mhm.
one hell of a journey to get to where they are at this point. Anna, what happened? What happened, man?
So much went wrong. Okay. But a lot of things went well too. So I'm from Florida, and I haven't like left my house really in Florida for like a long time because we're the COVID hotspot of the world, all that jazz. But I had to like get on my flight to Fort Lauderdale. I'm from Fort Lauderdale to Boston. So I go there, and immediately there's crowds of people. I've never seen the airport this full in my entire life. I travel constantly, like pre-COVID, and this had more people than I've ever seen before. So I was stressed. I was like, okay, this is not going to go well. But I was prepared. I had 2 masks. I had like the N95, which is right there, and I had another, like one of those like surgical masks on top. And I had a face shield, and I wore a poncho. Like I was like, no, we're not getting COVID on this flight, but like we're hoping at least. And so I like go check my bag, all that stuff. Like it was fine. Like the process itself was okay. Getting on the flight was fine. I rode JetBlue. JetBlue's phenomenal. They have middle seats open. It was great. But when I got to Boston, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take an Uber to Harvard. So I go to the Uber. So I go to like the Uber spot in Logan, and I order an Uber. It's like 22 minutes away, and I was like, okay, I'll wait. It's fine. So like I'm waiting there. I'm standing around, and then I check the Uber app again. It's like 12 minutes away. I'm like, okay, great, not bad. And then immediately the guy cancels on me. I'm like,
No.
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 And then they pull up another person, and that person gets it. I see them, and they cancel. Another person gets it, sees it, canceled. Another person, I wait 6 minutes, they cancel. And then finally, the 5th Uber driver didn't cancel. I was stressed. I was looking at the little map. I was like, please just get on the little highway to go to the airport, please.
Mm-hmm.
He gets there. He's great. Like, I get in the car. He's talking to me about, like, how he moved from DC to Boston, how he really likes Boston. Like, he was a really nice guy. It was a little awkward sometimes because he was like, DC would have been a better choice than Boston for college. But, I'm okay. I'm okay going to Harvard. I don't mind.
Did you tell
So
him?
that, no, I did. He knew I was going to Harvard. He asked me, like, what school I was going to. But it was nice. He was a nice guy overall. And then he drops me off 2 miles away from the Science Center where we're supposed to get tested. Oh, also, just to note, I'm traveling alone, so I don't have like my parents or my siblings with me, and I have 2 like huge bags of luggage, like 50 pounds each, in my backpack. And I'm not very strong. I'm not very fit, so I was like, okay, well, we're gonna try to make this work. And I had to drag those 2 bags with me all along like Massachusetts Avenue, I think. I'm not sure which road it was to get to the Science Center. But as I'm about to arrive at the Science Center, I see these men, and they're just in a group. And one of them comes up to me, and they're like wearing little Harvard like shirts. I'm like, okay, like they're like people that work for Harvard. And they talk to me, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I say, "No, I'm not. I'm tired." And so, there were the shuttle service people, and they asked me. They're like, "Hey, like go ahead, get tested. Like, where are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, Quincy House." And they looked at me, and they're like, "That's really far from here, and you're gonna have to walk a lot." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm okay. I can do it." And they're like, no, don't worry about it. We'll just drive you. We'll take you on the shuttle.
Nice.
So let me like put my bag like in the shuttle. I got tested, got my food, all that stuff. Came back, and they drove me all the way to Quincy. But they made a mistake. It wasn't Quincy they drove me to. They drove me to Leverett House. And like I got
right
off
across the street.
I got off the shuttle, and like, okay, great. I have my like luggage, and I'm still tired, but like I can like pull like the little bags like maybe like 100 feet to the gates of like what I thought was Quincy. And I get there, and someone's like, "Welcome to Leverett House," and I was like, "Oh no!"
Wait, how far is Quincy from Leverett?
It's right across the street.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't like another mile away.
No. But this is what happened.
Okay.
I asked the person like, "Oh no, I'm going to Quincy," and they're like, "Okay, just like go straight down and make a turn, like go down a corner." And I'm terrible with directions, but I'm like, I can figure this out. So I go down, and I'm like going the opposite direction that Quincy is in, and then I realize I'm going the opposite direction Quincy is in. I go like where I thought Quincy was, but what turned out to be like the back entrance, which isn't open, obviously. And so I had to walk a little bit more, and I finally got to Quincy. Then I get there, I'm like checking in and everything, and the Quincy House like manager, I'm not sure what to call them, they're like, "Oh, we don't have an ID for you. You're gonna have to walk to the Smith Center to get an ID."
Oh.
So I was like, "Okay, I can do that." So I go to the Smith Center, I get my ID, I come back, and then finally I arrive in my dorm room and I take a nap for like an hour. It was fantastic. So that's my odyssey getting to Harvard.
Wow.
TLDR is just Anna just getting completely screwed over by every single thing that can go wrong.
Except the shuttle service people, they were so nice.
Yeah.